Alrighty, so multiple alleles are the last non-Mendelian kind of setup that we're going to go through. And it's pretty straightforward. Multiple alleles mean that there are more than two alleles for each gene. So some examples are human blood type, height, skin tone, eye color, hair color, right? There's more than just two possibilities or more than just two alleles. And so there's some cases where you have to work with multiple alleles that are possible. However, keep in mind that since there's only two chromosomes each time, you're only going to be taking two alleles at a time. Okay, but the possibilities are more than two, and that's the difference. Okay, so like I said, each individual still has only two alleles. There's just more possible combinations because there's more than two to choose from. Okay, so the example we're going to work on is human blood type. So I need you to kind of go through and figure out what blood typing actually means. So we know there's blood type A, B, AB, and blood type O. But there's only three kinds of alleles. Now, the way this works is that capital I with a superscript of A is going to end up giving you a dominant A. Okay, the capital I shows you that it's a dominant allele, and the superscript tells you which type of allele it is. So right underneath, we have capital I, superscript, capital B. So we know that it's a dominant allele because the I is capital. And generally, if you have one or two of these, you'll have a blood type B. The last allele possible is a lowercase I, and this is blood type O. Originally, it was actually written as blood type 0 because there's 0 markers on the outside of this blood cell. There's no protein shapes that are marking it. Normally on the outside of red blood cells that are coated with the protein IB, there's markers with B all around the blood cell. And then with A, there's A markers all around the blood cell. But when you have blood type O, there's basically just no markers on the outside. There's no proteins on the outside that tell you what it is. So it's blood type 0 or 0 markers. But somebody misread it once and now it's blood type O. Okay. You can tell that blood type O, or the allele for blood type O, is recessive because the I, the base for the allele, is a lowercase. Okay. So if you look at the bottom here, this is a key and it's super, super useful and super important for you to understand. So if you're looking at the phenotypes and the genotypes, the phenotype tells you what blood type it is. So again, like I said, there's blood type A, B, AB, and O. Those are the phenotypes because that's how they're physically expressed in your body. And that's what we usually communicate using because it's generic language. But the genotype is the scientific side of it. So if you have capital IA, that's blood type A. But if you have capital IA, lowercase I, because the lowercase I is recessive, that's also blood type A. So it's kind of important for it to be specified whether it's capital I, or if it's capital IA and then lowercase I. Okay. The same goes for blood type B. You can have IB, or you can have IB and then lowercase I. Both of those are blood type B, but it needs to be specified which one is when it's brought up in a blood typing test. Blood type AB is pretty straightforward. It's capital IA, capital IB. Both are dominant, both show. In this case, it's a case of co-dominance because both of them are there and both of them are dominant and then both of them are showing. The last one is the interesting one in my opinion because blood type O or blood type 0, like I said, is lowercase I, lowercase I. So it's the recessive. So overall, in blood types, there's dominance, there's recessives, and there's co-dominance. So that's what happens when you have multiple alleles because there's many, many other combinations that are possible, even just adding one more allele in there. Okay, so we're going to do an example problem now. So a woman with blood type A, and it's given to you that it's capital IA, lowercase I, and a man with blood type AB, capital IA, capital IB. They have a baby. What are the possible blood types of their child? I've left this here for you to peek at, but we're actually going to go into my workspace so that I can show you how I would work through this problem. So multiple alleles example for blood type. Like I said, it's capital IA, and lowercase I for type A for the woman, and for the man, it's type AB blood with capital IA, capital IB. Okay, what are the possible types of their child? We're going to actually do a Punnett square first, obviously. And I do definitely appreciate that so far these non-Mendelian ones have been pretty straightforward and simple. So the woman's blood type is going on top, and the man's blood type is going on the bottom. Okie dokie. So we're going to have the IA from here and the IA from here. So we should have capital IA for one possibility, capital IA, lowercase I for one possibility. Both of these, keep in mind, are both blood type A. And then we also have capital IA, capital IB. That would be a blood type AB. This is a diverse spread here. So, and then we have capital IB and I. So we have a bunch of different genotypes. So the genotypes are all 25%. None of them are the same, so I can't group any of them together. However, their phenotypes are similar, right? So this one is 25%, 25%, 25%. And you'd be like, Miss, where are these 25% coming from? Well, I'm just doing quick math in my head, right? Because 1 divided by 4 is 25%, or times 100 is 25%. 1 divided by 4 times 100 is 25%. So it's the same all the way down. If it's force, it's always going to be in increments of 25. So it's easy math, and you should be getting used to it so you don't need to use a calculator anymore. Now, they want to know about blood types, though. So that means we're talking about phenotypes. We know that these two are both type A. This one is going to be type AB. And this one is going to be type B. So this one is going to be a 50% chance, while these still remain at 25% chance respectively. Okay, so these would be the possible blood types and the percent chances of the kid's blood type whenever they have a kid. Okay, so let's go through now and review the one that you're going to do. So a man with a blood type A, and it's specified that it's the homozygous dominant A, and a woman with blood type O have a child. What are the possible blood types of their children? So you're going to be doing this cross, and then you're going to be answering the questions in the Google form based on the setup, and then you'll finish up